Okay, hot seat questions, part 9 of 10 by the Broken Moose. Yeah, getting down to the nitty gritty. After this, I only got one left to do. And then that challenge is through. Anyhow, on with Dave's questions. One, if you could have any animal as a pet, what would it be and why? I guess a lion, maybe. May seem bizarre to some people, but I've always admired lions for their strength and their beauty and the fact they're afraid of nothing. I mean, that's why they're called the king of the beasts, right? So yeah, moving on. Number 2, what's the most challenging thing about being you? I'd say sometimes accepting my limitations at being a disabled person, right? I mean, being born with epilepsy, well, for starters, you got to rely on people for transportation. Income's a big thing, but as with everybody on a disability. But yeah, there's so many barriers, but sometimes you just got to learn to accept them. So yeah, that's a big thing. 3, what's a book that has significantly influenced your life? A book. Maybe Curious George. I know that's a little far-fetched for some people, but in the beginning he was just a monkey who lived in the jungle, and then towards the end of it, he was happily living with a friend. So he got the ultimate dream, I guess, so to speak. Yeah. If that seems corny to some people, I'm sorry, but it's the best answer I could come up with because I always was a fan of animal stories. Yeah, I think we got a theme of animals going on here. 4, if you could spend a day with a fictional character, who would it be? Fictional character. I'd say maybe Indiana Jones. Yeah, I always love those movies and how no matter what stood in his way, Indiana Jones always saved the day. I know there was a lot of flack for the last movie in the series, The Dial of Destiny, but I always admired Harrison Ford and his uncanny ability to play that character no matter how he aged. And he always did it with a swagger all his own kind of, you know. So yeah, Indiana Jones. 5, what's the most meaningful thing someone has ever done for you? Most meaningful thing someone's ever done for me? My parents, who I live with here, took me in when, well, nobody else would. I was in Guelph and I used to live in a group home, and there was no place for me to go after that because, well, sadly I got kicked out because I'm not going to go into detail, but let's just say it didn't work out there. And they opened up their home to me, and here I am like 26, almost 27 years later. So that tells you how loving they are. 6, what's something you're incredibly passionate about? Music. My friends at bowling call me a walking music encyclopedia. If you were to ask me about an artist, I could tell you some of their top hits and give you a profile of what their biggest hits were, and even if you asked me who sang what, I could probably identify it. So yeah, I have they call me a walking music encyclopedia. I'm also very knowledgeable about computers and stuff like that. 7, what's a goal you have for the next year? I tend not to set goals like for the year. I just tend to live day by day, so I'll have to pass on that day. 8, what's the most interesting tradition you've ever heard of? Interesting tradition. Well, not many people do these nowadays. They just give you the chocolate type, but when you used to paint actual eggs for Easter and give them out as Easter eggs, but nobody does that hardly. They just give you chocolate eggs now. So that was an interesting tradition. 9, if you could change one thing about your life right now, what would it be? What would it be? I honestly don't want to change anything. I like my life just the way it is. 10, what is something you did as a child that you still enjoy? Video games. A close second would be a good movie or TV show. But yeah, video games ranks highly up there, especially for computer games. Like I played Doom and Heretic, Hexen. What other games did I play? Super Mario Brothers, obviously. Carmen Sandiego, that was another favorite series of mine. Yeah, the list goes on, but yeah, video games is one of the things I love. 11. What's the best way to show someone you care about them? Take the time to listen, be compassionate, and always have a good ear. Where did I leave off? 12. What's the most interesting thing you've done in the past year? I went to Niagara Falls last winter. Yeah, we were looking after my uncle's dog, and we spent the day in Niagara Falls. I went on the sky wheel, conquered my fear of heights, and we're doing it again this summer too. So I'll get to go in the summertime too, and not just the winter. Where was I? 13. If you could bring one fictional universe to life, which would it be? Maybe the Big Bang Theory universe, because I've always wondered what it was like to live among nerds. Yeah. But remember, as Chris Pirillo always said, I'm a geek, not a nerd. Yeah. 14. What's something you've always wanted to say but haven't found the right moment for? I don't really have an answer for that, Dave. I've always just spoke my mind whenever it occurred to me, and I spoke it pretty much whenever it happened. So I'm drawing a blank there. 15. What's the most profound change you've seen in yourself over the years? Well, my weight goes up and down. Maybe that's one. But yeah, not much has changed. I'm still the same old happy-go-lucky guy I was 26 years ago when I first came here. 16. What's a skill or craft you admire and wish you could master? I wish I could master like filmmaking and photography like all the experts do. I think mine's considered hobbyist or amateur compared to some of the people I see out there. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. I thought of something, a change I've seen in myself over the years. I've grown better and better at bowling, like 10-pin bowling. I started out as an amateur, but I think I conquered my biggest score this year because at the tournament I came in first place on my lane, which was amazing, but still amazes me I actually did that. Anyway, what was I? 17. What's the most unexpected thing that's happened to you that's ever happened to you? Unexpected. Well, I never expected in a million years I'd end up here with my stepmom and dad. So, yeah, that was unexpected. 18. If you could have a theme song for your life, what would it be? Whole Lot of Love by Led Zeppelin. 19. What's something you thought you'd never do but did? Well, I never thought I'd do graphic design, but apparently a lot of people love me doing that. In fact, my cousin Wendy asked me to do some graphics for her, and I made those for her, and she loves them. Her whole team at work loves them too, and she said that she'll ask me to do more for her. So at least I get a steady source of income there. Not that I expect money for it. And 20th and final for this installment, what's a piece of wisdom you live by? Live every day like it's your last. So there's part 9 of 10 for the hot seat questions, and I'm doing the next one and the final one. Later.